Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The first remark I would like to share with you is why I'm here. I'm here because Obamacare is a disaster in my state. It's not your job to take care of South Carolina, it is mine, and I intend to do that. Maybe we'll find a common way forward, I don't know, but I'm not going to be deterred.
But I intend to help.
Thank you.
Put it that way.
In 2014, there were 5 insurers offering plans to South Carolina customers under the exchange. Today, we're down to 1 with a 31% increase announced Friday. If you expect me to walk away from that, you're sadly mistaken. I don't know how it's working in your state, but in my state, it's a disaster. Why are we in finance? Because health care really does affect federal finances. Most of you know that by 2042, that the entire revenue stream will be consumed by Medicare and Medicaid spending unless somebody does something about it. There'll be no money for the military, the Department of Education, NIH, or anything else. So what do? I deal with 2 problems. Nationally, Obamacare premiums are going up 13% in the individual market. 45% of the counties in America are down to 1 choice, and 45 counties in this country have no choice under the plan you designed. The bottom line is I don't doubt your intention to help people. I do question whether or not it is working as intended, and you can question my motives, and quite frankly, I don't care, because I know why I'm here.
You're saying who designed it? It wasn't mine.
Well, I know, Mr. Chairman, it wasn't. So we got 2 problems. If somebody doesn't fix Obamacare soon, the majority of counties in this country are going to be down to 1 provider. It is collapsing as I speak. Medicaid. Medicaid is on an unsustainable path. By 2027, we're going to be spending more on Medicaid than the military. By 2042, Medicare and Medicaid combined take all the money that's going to be sent to Washington taxes. And what do? In year 8 of the block grant, we give flexibility and control to the states over the Medicaid program like they haven't had before, but they have to spend it on the population in question. We begin to slow the growth down to make it more sustainable, but the flexibility we give will allow us to get better outcomes. Medicaid spending and Medicaid outcomes are not matched up to where anybody should want them to be. When it comes to Obamacare, if you don't find a way to stop the bleeding, then it's going to basically collapse before our eyes, and here's what we do. I'm getting a lot of pushback from my Republican colleagues because I leave the taxes in place. Here's the idea of Graham-Cassidy, Heller, Johnson. We repeal the individual mandate and the employer mandate, but you can reimpose it in your state if you like. If you want to go to single-payer health care, you can do it in Oregon, but you're not going to drag me with you. So here's the deal. We leave the taxes in place. It's $1.2 trillion, and we block grant it out to the states in a formula that I think is fair. Under Obamacare, between 20 and 26, 4 states get 35.4% of the money. They're Maryland, Massachusetts, New York, and California, and they're 22% of the population. Good deal for them, not so much for the rest of us. Under this block grant, they get 29%, not 35%, still more than the population. What have I learned? Hawaii is a very expensive place to provide Medicaid. It's a very expensive place to provide health care. It's just a very expensive place to live. Alaska has 750,000 people, 2.5 times the size of Texas. Under this bill, we look at you. Rather than some bureaucrat in Washington who has all the money and the power, we're going to turn it back to you, your state legislature, and your governor. And I asked the following question at a lunch not long ago. How many of you know your state house member? Almost everybody raised their hands. How many of you know the governor of South Carolina? Everybody raised their hand. I asked the question, how many of you know who's in charge of Obamacare in South Carolina? Nobody raised their hand. And that is the problem. We're going to send this money back to the states. You can't spend it on roads and bridges. You got to spend it on health care. You're going to have flexibility, but you're also going to have accountability. And for the first time in health care, somebody's going to listen to you. Because if you don't like the health care you got, you can complain to somebody you vote for. The model you've created is never going to work. As to the opposition to this bill, to the ranking member, every major insurance company opposes our bill. Why? Because we take hundreds of billions of dollars away from them that we're going to them from the federal government and give it to the states. Guess what? They don't like that. If I were a major insurance company, I'd hate my bill because I take money and power away from you and I give it to the states. Washington is wired when it comes to health care. Everybody opposing this bill is a big winner of Obamacare, and my goal is to get the money and power out of Washington closer to where people live so they'll have a voice about the most important thing in their life. I don't need a lecture from anybody about health care, but what you have created is not working. It's time to try something new, and I believe with all my heart and soul, Mr. Chairman, that if we took the money and power out of Washington, we got it closer to the patient, we put it in the hands of somebody you would have a relationship with, and you could actually vote for if you don't like the product, we're going to get a better outcome. And this is not the last chance. This is the best chance. And to my friends to the left, I will do everything I can to stop and put a stake in the heart of single-payer health care. You don't like Obamacare. You don't think it's big government enough. I'm here to stop you. You care as much as I do about health care, but going beyond Obamacare is a nightmare for this country. It will ruin health care and bankrupt the American people. And this is a debate worth having. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Well, thank